Serious person.
Let's just get out of here. I'm not doing this.
This is ridiculous.
Matt, no. You came all the way to Puerto Rico for this interview.
File. They hired web files. Neither. Stop touching child leaders.
The Logan Paul situation gets weirder and weirder, as of course a few days ago you may remember that Logan Paul tried to troll the BBC after it was alleged that they are looking into his crypto activity. Logan Paul, being Logan Paul, obviously wasn't just going to accept this, and there was always going to be some kind of publicity stunt. And you may remember it, the BBC sent in a reporter by the name of Matt Shea to go and talk to Logan, who had apparently agreed to an interview. But, you know, they quickly learned that he didn't actually agree to the interview, and he tried to pull this stunt over on Matt Shea.
Strange atmosphere in the room, and a suspicious amount of Logan's own cameras pointed at us. All of a sudden, it becomes clear why.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Thanks. Matt.
Matt, sorry, I'm tired.
No worries.
Last night was hard. How are you enjoying? All right. How are you enjoying Puerto Rico?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
The lookalike is clearly nervous, so I'm keen to see how he responds to questions.
Look, you're one of the most famous people by many metrics in the world. What on earth does that feel like?
Feels good, bud.
You look
I feel
different.
like a champ.
I have to say, the real Logan Paul looks very different.
Did you come all the way over here to ask about how I look?
Is Logan coming?
I'm right here, bud. You came all the way to Puerto Rico from England. This is your interview. What do you got?
Look, these are some very serious questions. You know, there are people who really want to know the answers to these
I'm
questions.
a serious person.
Let's just get out of here. I'm not doing this.
This is ridiculous.
Matt, no. You came all the way to Puerto Rico for this interview.
File. They hired web files. Neither. Stop touching child leaders. Fuck the BBC.
So, rather than defend himself against the allegations we've been investigating, Logan decided to troll us.
So, you probably remember that, obviously. Many people saw this as a Logan dub. Many people saw this as Logan Paul just acting out and being a man-child. Whatever your response to that is, you know, it is what it is. But, obviously, to kind of not sit down and talk about the allegations made against you, you know, like, if I was being accused of scamming people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, over a crypto scam where I promised them a game, and I never delivered on that promise, but just farmed people's money. Although Logan says that he never saw a penny of it personally, you know, people's money are somewhere. And Logan, as the figurehead and as the guy promoting this, does take the flak for it. But instead of facing the allegations and answering the questions head on, he decided he was just gonna troll the BBC instead. Now, you know, the BBC are pretty vile as well. You know, like, Logan's not exactly wrong with what he said within the video, but, you know, Logan did make a video over on his YouTube channel saying I trolled the BBC with my lookalike, in which he made some very interesting points.
You might recognize this handsome devil. His name is Matt Shea, and he works for the BBC and Vice. He's the grown man who was told he could interview Andrew Tate if he brought him a box of chocolates.
Would you bring me a box of chocolates?
I can bring you a box of chocolates.
If you promise to bring me a box of chocolates, that will increase your chances.
Dignity out the window and desperate for more Top G, the candy man flew all the way to Romania with a fresh pack of Feastables.
Do you have the chocolate? Yeah.
But when he arrived with his big box of chocolates, his dreams were crushed. The Tates ghosted him. But that's okay, because his original Tate hit piece for Vice garnered 5 million views, only to be ripped apart for unverified and one-sided allegations that is right on brand for an organization as credible as the BBC and Vice. The backlash was so bad, they had to turn their comments off. And no, the BBC is not the hub category stupid, although we did find out there's a registered account to Matt Shea's personal Gmail, but let's pin that. It's the British media conglomerate that you might know because they've been platforming predators for the past 50 years. Got a list: Jimmy Savile, Chris Denning, Chris Langham, Jonathan King, Rolf Harris, Stuart Hall, and currently Hugh Edwards.
And now we can also add Greg Wallace into the mix as well. Not for PDF file behavior, but, you know, for some perverted actions that allegedly behind the scenes. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. But, you know, Logan makes some very interesting points, and as someone who has to pay a TV license, I don't exactly like the BBC, especially when they're platforming PDF files. But, you know, Logan's response is just typical Logan. You know what I mean? It's just not great. Just not great behaviour. But Matt Shea, who was the one that was trolled, did sit down with LBC, which is basically a radio station over here in the UK. It's called Leading Britain's Conversations. It's a very mundane podcast to listen to, if I'm honest. Like, people listen to it, like, I mean, they talk about very interesting topics, but it's very, like, it's just boring. I don't know what else to say to you. But Matt Shea did sit down with LBC to talk about the trolling incident that he incurred, but interestingly doesn't talk about specifics. You'll see what I mean in a moment.
How you decide on what projects you're going to pursue, Matt. But your other one is rather different. This is a programme that you've made for BBC Three, and it involves... Actually, I made a little pledge. I've got to find out more about this world, because I'm 52 years old. I'm not planning on hanging out my headphones for a couple of years yet, so I need to know more about a world that contains people like Logan Paul.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's closer to my usual type
Yes,
of story.
I
mean,
thought so.
you last had me on about Andrew Tate, so...
Exactly.
Logan Paul is one of the most famous and financially successful influencers in the world. He's the co-founder of Prime Energy Drinks. His videos have been viewed over, around 6 billion times.
I thought I was viral.
Yeah, no, I'm afraid you aren't compared to Logan Paul. And we were looking at a number of allegations against Logan Paul's crypto activities. So he had a kind of crypto investment game marketed towards children, which many people accuse him of running fraudulently. He denies any wrongdoing and says that he didn't make any money from it. But we did also look at some crypto wallets that appeared that they could be associated with him. And what we found was there was at least one meme coin which he promoted publicly, and then shortly after he promoted it publicly, a crypto wallet, which was anonymous, but which had previously been paid by his public wallet, which could suggest a connection, profited over $100,000 from it. Now that, some might say, is evidence of him pumping a meme coin and then dumping it to gain money from it.
Obviously, we all know what a pump and dump is. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. People promote something when they may be investors in it. They may be one of the first investors in it. It increases the price. They pump it to their audience over on Twitter or whatever. People buy it. The stocks go up. Then these people cash out, and then people like Logan Paul, for example, in this kind of instance, and then they profit off it, leaving everyone else in the dirt. It's basically a way of scamming your audience whilst keeping your hands clean. So to speak, anyway. I actually don't think it's illegal, which is really messed up. Like, it's just really heavily frowned upon, even though you are literally scamming people out of their money. But the world is yet to catch up to the online shenanigans of crypto stuff.
But, he continues to deny any wrongdoing and didn't respond to my allegations about that specific crypto wallet.
You did have a sort of encounter with him, though.
Yes. So
now, obviously, this is interesting because he then goes on to talk about his encounter with the lookalike. But Logan, on the same day that this all came out, dropped his video, which showed a little bit at the start of, if you want to check out that full video, obviously you have to go to Logan's channel. But he doesn't actually, like Matt Shea, doesn't actually touch upon that video. And I would be really intrigued to see his response to those allegations made. Like, especially with the shady journalism, not reporting the facts properly around the Andrew Tate situation. I'd literally want to see him just do a reaction video on YouTube, just responding to Logan Paul's video, because there's a lot that Logan says within that video that Matt Shea, I think, probably should respond to.
So I've been asking him for an interview for months. And when I sent him, the letter with the allegations that we would be putting in our film, his PR team invited me to Puerto Rico for an interview. So I went to his boxing gym. I sat down, and I first noticed there was a suspicious number of cameras pointed at me and my crew, and I thought, okay, he's obviously going to film this. And then all of a sudden, a Logan Paul lookalike walks through the door.
And you knew it was a lookalike?
I could tell instantly it was a lookalike, but I did for a second I thought,
Spoiled, man.
sometimes famous people look a lot different in real life.
Yes.
And I thought if I accuse this person of being a lookalike, and on the off chance it is actually Logan Paul, that would be so offensive. But no, I did very
that
quickly.
would be viral as well.
Yeah.
By tea time, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
but yeah, he sent a lookalike to his own interview with the BBC. This is unprecedented territory. We're in a very silly era of history where these influencers, their reaction to allegations being put to them by the BBC is to kind of troll them in this way.
Yeah.
So anyway, the prank kind of fell flat because I was just like, you're not Logan Paul, I'm leaving. And then at that point, he sent a kind of horde of supporters out with megaphones chanting, "The BBC are pedophiles."
Wow.
And then made his own video about that. And then, shortly after that, Andrew Tate, who I had previously investigated, kind of piled on the trolling of me based on this viral moment that Logan Paul had created, and began essentially pumping meme coins based on me. And I think within a couple hours, to his followers, within a couple hours, the market cap on some of these meme coins was $400,000. I think I would estimate around $2 million worth of meme coins that are making fun of me, pictures of my face, were traded after this happened. So,
I mean, the whole situation's just pretty crazy. If you want to check out the full video, go over to the LBC YouTube channel. But it's crazy that like people are profiting off of these viral moments, and this literally is a battle of two shits. Talking about which one doesn't stink more. You got Logan Paul, who is a massive turd, versus the BBC, who are also a massive turd, and they're just fighting over who stinks less, right? They both fucking stink. They're both shits at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter how much you glaze shit with sugar, it's still shit at the source. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.